Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my rant of Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 21, Games of Chance. Ciao, bye.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that
You can make this up. Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, happy Saturday, everybody, and this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul. Thank you all for your continued support. Y'all again. I ain't laughing at y'all, but honey. Oh my God. Y'all, I ain't got it to do. I'm hoping you all are having a great Saturday. Ciao. If I had to rate this week's episode, of Love After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 21, Games of Chance, I probably would rate this episode a B minus. because I have gotten my whole life. When I tell y'all I have gotten my whole life, okay, is Ray Della out here, or do I need to put on subscriber mode so I can flow with it? Hold on, let me see. I don't see her. Do I see her? Nope, I don't see her. Let me put let me go out here and put subscriber mode on here real quick. Hold on. Whoo, child. Subscribers. Let me do this, okay? Because I want to get my Kiki and my car in, and I don't feel like trapping nobody down. Child, just don't. There we go. Hold on, y'all. I gotta do something just real fast. Let me see if I can do it real fast. Ciao. This episode got to be minus out of me. Because I'm trying to tell you the fool-la-la of Justine's baby's name gave me my whole entire life. And I usually don't go around to other content creators to see what they got to say about this fool-la-la. But when I tell you that I did, I had to go out and see what other people was saying about this name. Because, hunty, who does that to their baby? Trisha Paytas. She got to be looking at Trisha Paytas because she's the only one. She named her baby Malibu Barbie. She goes behind Trisha Paytas and names hers. Y'all, I ain't got it to do. I ain't got it to do. Let's bring these couples up so we can get into this whole mess. Child, when you talk about somebody was screaming, I was screaming. I was screaming. Hold on. Let me bring these people up. So the first couple we want to talk about is Melissa and Louie. As we all know, Melissa and Louie are preparing for her to have her surgery done to repair her nose. I actually think that this picture that we see right here is Melissa's nose. And it just looked like a regular nose. She and Louie are trying to perpetrate the fraud and act as if the two of them, he wants a baby, she doesn't. Bullshit. And we know that Melissa can have a baby like me. Now, see, this is one of the reasons why I don't go live early, because my internet be acting up. And so right now it seems to be a little bit unstable, but we're going to keep going. Okay. So she has her nose surgery. He, he wants to see it. He don't want to see it, because he doesn't know whether or not they botched it or whatever. He takes care of her in the hotel room. She acknowledges the fact that, she has been a bit hard on him. The next couple that I want to talk about is Shawn and Sara. So, of course, we see Shawn and Sara at their lowest. And I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. I don't think Shawn and Sara are still together. I don't. I do not believe that this couple is still together. It's too much going on. First of all, Sara is completely jealous of Kelly, right? She downplayed the woman, said the woman didn't need Shawn's money for healthcare and all of that kind of stuff. Said that they had been sending her $1,000 a month to take care of kids. So, basically, it's $250 a piece. Maybe not. Sara is completely jealous of Kelly. You already got your little baby, and that baby got a big head. That baby is Shawn baby all the way. Ain't no way in the world. I don't mean to talk about nobody baby, but that baby got a big old head. I just was like, that baby all head and hair. And when she was sitting in the back of the truck, I said, she looks just like her big head ass father. Just like her father. What a shame. I'm hoping that they save some money and put it to the side so her teeth don't be like her daddy's. I'm just saying. I'm saying what you all are thinking, but you can't really say. Because I had already gotten anyway. I don't think Shawn and Sara are still together, but anyway, we know the two of them are broke. Last week, we saw Shawn take Sara out while she was, still healing from her second, I believe, surgery, cosmetic surgery. and was talking about buying another truck. Now we see that the two of them are getting evicted out of their home, or basically can't pay the mortgage for the home that they're supposed to be in, right? And so Sara says that her uncle came in and said, I've got this property and everything that you all can buy from me. You can buy for $40,000. So we see them moving the pool out the house and all of that kind of stuff. And, they got the baby in tow. I don't know where the little girl is. I guess she must be with the mother. But anyway, they're driving down and they come up on this abandoned property, this abandoned land. Now, Sara is indicating that it's 8 acres, which is good, right? You want to be able to have something. And I guess they're going to be living off the grid, bitch. I don't know if they're going to be living off the grid or, how they, what they're going to do. But the two of them are just bankrupt in their minds, in their hearts, in everything, right? Because who goes into that kind of debt with having, first of all, buying a company, okay? Shawn should have stayed until he was able to, little by little, purchase what he needed in order to start his business, right? This is just my opinion about it. You don't go and quit a job to build a job, right? You do what you have to do before you even go into that. Because you don't want to go in with that and then all of a sudden you're doing business loans and stuff like that. What he should have done, if this was something he was going to do, he should have created his business and then start looking for grants, right? Looking for grants that he doesn't have to pay back, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, we'll talk business later on, but this is what he should have been doing. And Sara should have been going to the gym, investing in a good gym, LA Fitness Goes gym, a bar, like, Pilates. Like, she should have been taking care of her body in other ways, instead of going and getting plastic surgery done. The two of them are financially or fiscally irresponsible, and they gonna get what they get. So when they drive up on the trailer and they have a trailer out there, I'm like, good. This is what y'all should have been living in from day A. Especially given the fact that Shawn's not taking care of his kids. And see, the thing about it is, a lot of people think that I give Shawn a pass or I give the men a pass. I don't give the men a pass. I'm harder on the men than I am on the women. But one thing for sure is that Shawn and Sara together are a mess. They don't help balance each other out. They don't help each other live their best life. The both of them, get a little bit of money, and that's just like, burning a hole in their damn hands and in their pocket, and it burnt their uncle's house down. And now they living in the trailer. Like, it's just completely, you know what? It fits them. I was going to say it's disgusting and stuff like that, but it really does fit the two of their characters, in my opinion. Because the thing about it is we ain't heard nothing else from Sara about that baby's daddy. Where's that baby's daddy? Where that baby daddy? I'm curious as to where the baby daddy is. Did she go back? What did she do? Thank you so much. I'm just scrapping for the $9.99 super chat. Woo woo, it's Auntie. Hi, YouTube family. Hey, just scrapping. Thank you so much, Boo, for the $9.99 super chat. Hey, Maria T. She's been a member for 33. Oh my God, Maria, you've been with me that long? Melissa and Louie storyline was so fake. I saw the script. Okay, it just was, and the thing about it is, I just ain't got it to do because we got limited time and a lot of footage that we got to cover tonight, right? And so, we just ain't got it to do. Thank you, Boo. Thank you. It just, it's just, she says that she wanted him to meet her at the cafe and everything. He didn't meet her at the cafe. But it really didn't close the story for me. And I think that the problem was that Sara got so much negative feedback from last season that this is how she had to close it out. No bullshit, y'all. I don't know whether or not what Sara is saying is true or not, but I do know that last season she got a whole bunch of negative feedback about the way that she handled this whole entire situation. And I absolutely believe that Sara used this, right, to close this damn story out. The next couple that I want to talk about is trifling ass Taylor and Chance. Taylor likes the D that's been in the B. I said Taylor likes the D that's been in the B. Because you're not going to tell me that Sara did not take Chance back. The timeline is not fitting. Sara did something that her sister and her girlfriend told her to do, and Sara wasn't committed to it. She was not done with Chance. How many of y'all got girlfriends, or it may have been you yourself, that everybody told you to leave that month alone and you didn't? You decided that I'm going to split up with him to appease my girlfriends and look like I'm about that rah, rah, rah. But at the end of the day, I still love him and I still want him and I'm not done. And when you get to be my age, bitch, you learn how to mind your business and keep your opinion to yourself. Now, there's no way in the world that you're going to tell me that right now on social media, Chance is with this little girl. Taylor was on somebody's social media site, fussing back and forth with Chance and said, I put you out in October. We're looking at what's going on right now with Sara and her kids, and it ain't October, bitch. It look like it's spring, summer. And Taylor made a big deal about him talking to a man. Big deal. Called the daggone people. He threw his phone in the toilet and all of that kind of stuff. And I guarantee you, dime to donor, she took him back after she knew that he had been with a man. So why, if you're going to do all of that, keep this to yourself because you're not done with him. She's not done with him. She gets her girls up in the morning. And why is it she got to do everything on the fucking front lawn? So now you arts and craft, bitch. You got Michaels and Joanne Fabrics sitting outside your house with your kids. You having a conversation with your children on the front lawn about your breakup with your man. And you sitting up there with your whiny ass, slow dragging ass. Oh my God. Can she talk faster, bitch? So, Chance and I are going through some problems, and he's not gonna live here anymore. Tell me, what do you all think about it? Now, I used to say that Deontay was riding on a school bus licking windows. She's strapped to the emergency back door, bitch. Something is the fuck wrong with Taylor. Taylor's on the little small yellow bus, strapped the fuck on. She is the emergency stops that the bus is making. This girl acts as if she is 12. You sitting there having a grown-up conversation with 3 little girls who know better. That oldest daughter, you ain't gonna tell me that she ain't already got some problems. Because when she can't show her face and she's talking through her hair, this little girl would not show her face. She was extremely uncomfortable. She needs to be dealing with that. Children show signs, and something's wrong. That little girl needs to be in therapy a month and sap. When she is talking through her hair and just and make it's shame, it's guilt, it's stress, it's all that. Her whole aura, her body language, everything. I would be calling a counselor. If I was one of her teachers or somebody around, I would absolutely be calling on this little girl to make sure that she gets that mental health evaluation she probably needs. This girl can't stand chance. Taylor is telling her that even though he's a fuck up and we are here ghetto, we're screaming at each other, we don't get along. The kid said that they wake up in the middle of the night with these 2 bitches fussing. What kind of environment? Like dead ass. What kind of environment are these children living in? I don't care if you got a house. I don't care if you're getting Social Security. I don't care if you're getting food stamps. You're responsible for making sure that those kids are taken care of mentally and emotionally and spiritually. And in my opinion, Taylor's not doing that. When that little girl was talking like that, y'all go back and watch. It concerned me. See, because we see this, but we don't live this. We're not living with those little girls. They're dealing with adult situations with a child's mind. As a kid, I should know what's going on. The other little girl said, she said, well, Chance is gone. The other little girl said, I mean, you had so many men in and out of here. This ain't fucking nothing new. You done had a bunch of, see, out of the mouth of kids. He gonna be gone like all the rest of them? No, because he got a baby. That ain't gonna stop Chance from being in your life. That's not gonna make Chance show up. See, this has gotten past the show. This shit right here has gotten past the show. Like, this is really alarming to me. And I don't care who get mad. This has gotten past, this is comedy or humor or scripted. When you got a grown-ass mother sitting out there talking to her 3 daughters about a man who only one of them like. The other little girl said how many men he been with. He done been with men, right? How many? Can you count them on one hand? And guess what? I swear to God, I'm telling y'all, I'm almost willing to put a bet on it. Taylor gonna take him back in her fucking house. Because when she caught herself throwing his bags out on the ground, Chance comes back and wants to talk to her again. If you done, that door don't open back up unless you got something on the side of your motherfucking waist or down on the side of your bra. It's on the side of your waist or the side of your bra. Bra make draw, bitch. Bra make draw. After we done said what we had to say, Bobby sitting up there nodding out. Y'all don't think I ain't see Bobby nodding out. Don't think I ain't see Bobby on it like when they was sitting there waiting on Chance. Now, she may have been sleepy because they waited on him until he felt like he was good and goddamn ready to get there, her and her girlfriend. But don't think I miss Bobby nodding. And you know daggone well that they intentionally meant to show Bobby nodding out. Or it would have been cut because somebody's editing this. Y'all know daggone well y'all saw Bobby. And if you didn't, rewind and go back and look at how many times she's nodding out. She need to be there. No way. We're your black boyfriend. That's what you need to be handling. And if he at work, go home and cook, bitch. Chance comes back to the house and talks to her again. Still trying to manipulate and control her. Still talking about, I want to be here with y'all. I'm the best thing. Ain't nobody gonna love y'all. And I ain't walking away. Mother, then you can crawl. You can crawl, you can slide, or you can be on a gurney out this month. I gotta calm down. You made me hit my mic. You can go out here any kind of way you want, but you're going out. And if you think that I'm going to allow you to speak something like that over my life, you are sadly mistaken. If you don't get your raggedy, high ass, crackhead ass off of my grass. But she's sitting there feeding into it because I'm going to tell you, all the women that's in this comment section, y'all know when we done, we done. Ain't no coming back. And then the next day, Chance shows up on her front lawn while she doing arts and crafts in front of the neighbors outside with her kids. You ain't got a table in there. We seen a table in there. Go in that muck and do your arts and crafts. Why are you on the front lawn? I know my family be like, okay, why is this bitch up there hollering? What is this bitch reviewing now? Who the f is she talking to and why she got to be hollering? When we done with them, we done. It ain't no coming back and talking. We don't entertain it. Chance gonna be back in their house, and I think I'm gonna make a bet. I think I'm gonna put a poll out there and make a bet. Because I guarantee you she took that motherfucker back. Even though she know he had the D and the B. She's talking about, I'm tired of chasing around and trying to prove stuff. So the stuff that Chance was saying was right. That you have been ghosting him and using troll accounts to try to find out what Chance was doing. But people was mad at Auntie. Oh no, Auntie, you ain't even getting on Chance. You let the men go. You too hard on the men. Fuck that. She sat up there basically on her Instagram Live and on other people's Instagram Live and basically admitted to trolling them, her and Bobby. But I know sometimes I have an unpopular opinion over this mother. Yeah, Miss Pam. Hey, Pam. Yeah, the D was in the B. She don't care about Chance having no relationship with other men. Because I'm sure she was suspect from not the way Chance hips was when dude had him up on the wall. Chance hip looks like he had an hourglass shape on that mother. I know y'all saw it because I saw it. Chance almost looked like he had on Skims. The Skims that lift your butt crack up in the back. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but disclose. Disclose. So she's out there having an adult conversation with her girls. The girls are telling her their opinion of him. The one girl like him. The older daughter said, I don't like him. And I don't like getting up in the morning and having you fuss. The next thing you know, guess who rolls up? Chance in somebody's expedition. Did he steal that mother? And he has the audacity to say he brought it. You a whole ass lie because it got tags on the Chance. You ain't got the money and you ain't got the chance. There's no way in the world that I would have let him come up in my face and told me that I ain't going nowhere. The little girls asked about the ring. What do we do with the ring? The other little girl was like, throw that in the trash. No, I think you can give it back to him. It doesn't mean anything because he comes back and says, I told y'all I wasn't going to leave y'all. I told y'all that I wasn't going to disappoint y'all. I told y'all will always be here. Well, how's that working out when you out here on Instagram or on other social media platforms with a little young girl? When you've been doing all kinds of stuff, how's that working out for these little girls? Because see, Chance isn't a promise keeper. The only way he gonna keep a promise is if a mother is about to take his life. He ain't, and neither is Taylor. But I tell you what, I'm not playing on is my concern for them little girls. That's authentic and that's true. I am seriously concerned about Taylor's little girls. And nobody else may not say it, but I am. I am absolutely, unequivocally concerned about those little girls. And she's lucky I don't live in her state. She's lucky I don't. She's lucky I'm not a mandated reporter. Because, bitch, if I was either of those things, I would call on her ass. And that's on everything. That little girl, those little girls, they're too involved. Mm-mm. 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 Point blank to the period. She gonna take him back. She tells Chance, let's talk. She's not done. Her sisters wasted their time. They wasted their time. She don't want to be saved. She don't want to be fixed. She wants to be fucked by Chance. And for her to say she still love him, that's not love. Because love is reciprocal. Love is reciprocal. Point blank into the period. And before I say more, let me move on. Did y'all see this? Delusional Barbie. Bitch, I can't. I cannot. I will not. I do not. I won't not Bitch. Delusional Barbie bitch. Delusional. Then I'm up. Let me show y'all the other one. I think y'all saw that one because I put that one out there. Barbie. Ghetto Barbie and Ken. I know y'all seen that shit. But y'all waiting on me to say it. Y'all wait on me to say what y'all thinking. Okay. All right, no problem. No problem at all. This was some bullshit. This girl is not the only one, the only woman in the world who has had multiple C-sections. How in the whole hell are you having an emergency? But you don't go to the emergency room. You pull up and go directly up to the what? 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th floor. You a whole ass lie. And to play with your pregnancy like that, in my opinion, that's what's fucking catastrophic. You mean to tell me that you want us to believe that the baby was too big? And here the baby, did the baby have amniotic fluid that was gone? Because if that is what was going on, you wouldn't have left, bitch. I have seen 9 and 10 and 11-pound babies. That baby was 8, maybe 7, 8 pounds at the most. Maybe I'm wrong, bitch. I could be wrong. Maybe they coming out different after COVID. But where did y'all talk about the amniotic fluid? Did the baby have amniotic? I'm so small. My ovary, my uterus, my cervix, my is too small. I'm so small and petite. And petite bitches be having 9, 10, 11-pound babies. I'm so small and Michael is so big and I ain't used to carrying babies like this. Bitch, your son is how old? You ain't had a cesarean since bitch Santa Claus came to town. You are fine to have another cesarean. Are you fucking kidding me? You scheduled this shit because you're not. Here's what I'm thinking. And I could be wrong about these dumb mother who think we stupid. They really think we stupid. You faked that y'all couldn't move. You faked that the mother came unwanted. You faked about the daughter because, in my opinion, I think that you really wanted to drag your baby's mama. But that's my opinion. Like I said, it may not be actual or factual, but that's my opinion. It's freedom of speech out there. Power to the people, bitch. I think you wanted to say something negative about the baby's mamas. So you brought all of the stuff up about how the daughter was taking care of the son. And how it's her duty to wipe his booty. Because she was in there for you. She was taking your place. That don't even sound right for a fucking man to say. But anyway, I digress because we got to break this down. So now she goes to the doctor. And the doctor tell her the baby too big. Too big for what? Do you know that the woman's body our reproductive system was stretched wide and long, and it goes deep. Do you know that our body will accommodate a baby's head? Do you know that the cervix will open? You probably tried to have. No, because you had already, I ain't even gonna give you that excuse, because you had already scheduled your C-section. So you never tried to have a vaginal birth after a cesarean. It was all scheduled, Justine. Y'all sitting around, you can sit around there stressing them out. And when Michael's mother wasn't all up and down and your mother was there, I knew it wasn't no emergency. And plus, it would be malpractice. If you do not have enough amniotic fluid in your body for that baby to survive, that would be malpractice on your doctor's part. But you had to, in my opinion, make this dramatic. Women, your body is going to do what it's going to do. And if it doesn't do what it's going to do, medical technology is more advanced than sending your ass home if your baby is in trouble. Now, there are failures in every system, and that's why it's called malpractice. But a doctor worth his salt ain't going to send you out of there. You went home. You probably thought you probably was having, Braxton Hicks. You went in there too early. You came out and they said, take your ass back home. You ain't having a baby no earlier. We'll do the cesarean when it's scheduled. You went in there with the mother. Y'all act like it was an emergency. You said that hear this bitch said, oh my God. She sat there on the sofa and said, I'm hurting. This was prior to the cesarean. She says, I'm hurting. They asked her where. She said, I'm hurting in the front and in my back. Bitch, you in labor. You are in labor because when you're in labor, you're hurting at the front and in the back. And when they do C-sections, for some people, not all, you have to go into labor and then they'll take the baby. But if you're hurting in the front and the back, more than likely you're in labor. Just go and get the C-section out the way. And then you're laying there looking like you got two black eyes. Thank God for makeup, bitch. And acting like everything is wrong. And guess what the daggone thing said on the chart, on the monitor? Birth taking too long. I know y'all saw that. I know y'all saw on the back of that thing, it said birth taking too long. So if you was scheduled for the C-section that you was supposed to be having, why are they saying that the birth taking too long? I know y'all saw it. I know y'all saw it. See, they actually got a picture of the monitor. Accidentally. You probably was trying to have a vaginal birth. Because while you in that room, girl, your whole story got holes in it. And then you have the audacity to have the baby be birthed and name her Manhattan Barbie. And your husband's name ain't even on a fucking house. Your mama brought the house with you and not your husband. And you talking about giving her an iconic name and shopping in Manhattan. Bitch, on which side? You have the nerve to name your baby Manhattan Barbie because you thinking about shopping in New York. And you want her to have something iconic. An iconic name. Bitch, you doing what everybody else is doing. See, there's nothing original about you, in my opinion, Justine. Ain't nothing original about that. Because everybody, since the Barbie movie was announced, been naming their babies Barbie. You're not setting trends. You're not a trendsetter. You're a follower at best. Do you know how many babies was born in the last 2 years with the name Barbie? Beach Barbie, Malibu Barbie, Ghetto Barbie, Downtown Barbie, Bridge over troubled water Barbie, Barbie in the sunset, Barbie in the fog, Barbie dressing, Barbie, bitch. And y'all ain't got the money. Y'all got 100 kids. And then the thing about it is, how does she live up to that name? What trust fund do y'all have? So she can be good Barbie, educated Barbie, Dr. Barbie, lawyer Barbie, entrepreneur Barbie. What do you have set up for her to be the best Barbie she can be? Because if you watch the Barbie movie, they had judges Barbie, lawyer Barbie, RN Barbie. They had all kinds of Barbies. So what kind of Barbie is she going to be? I'll wait. There was all kinds of Barbies. What Barbie is she going to be? And then he says, Princess, the one and only. And I was like, you got a couple of princesses. It's just the way that they do the things that they do that makes me think they're just absolutely delusional. Because she may be your princess, but she's not the one and only. You got one that just asked you to stay with you. And y'all acting like the sun shines on this little girl. And then you have the audacity to sit there and say, I hope the other kids are not jealous. But your husband just called her the one and only. See, I listen to everything people say. If you calling her that, it's okay to call her princess. All little girls are princesses. But she's not your one and only. Michael, she is your fifth kid. She's your fifth child. She's not your one and only. And Justine, she's your fourth. Hey, Pam. I agree, Auntie. Justine playing with her pregnancy and her baby name for well, she knew all she was getting was a cesarean. Thank you so much, B. Nicole Jackson, for the $2 super chat. My mom pays my bills. Barbie wasn't catchy, I guess. Okay. Thank you so much, Miss B. Nicole. They delusional. They are delusional. You can't erase your past. You can't make up like this is just it is, this is what it is, and we want you. I wonder what kind of Barbie this is going to be. And I wonder how you're going to help her when she's being teased in school because her name is Barbie. I wonder if y'all got the wherewithal to handle that name. People can name their children whatever they want. But I made sure that my daughter had a unisex name when I named her. You can't tell if it's a boy or a girl. You can't tell. And I did it strategically. This couple right here gets on my fucking nerve. They get on my nerve. They get on my nerve. As for Lindsay and Blaine, that's coming up in another video. Okay. Anyway, this is the end of my review. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this foolishness that we call Love After Lockup. I want to say thank you so much to Just Scrapping for the $9.99 super chat and B. Nicole Jackson for the $2 super chat. Just Scrapping, thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's video. We love you. We love you. Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Look forward to my next video coming up. I am finally going to be reviewing Lindsay and Blaine. They have been chosen to have their own separate month in video. So I'll be back in about 10. Love you all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe in those streets and in the water.